The month of December was insane for the NBA, from the NBA Cup Finals to the stacked Christmas Day slate, but I'll be recapping the biggest storylines to occur. Check the chapters if you want to skip to a specific topic. Victor Wembanyama has taken the leap to superstardom. Over the month of December, Wemby's averaging 28.5 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4.5 blocks, while shooting at a 48, 39, 89 splits. He is insane and has played arguably like a top 5 player this month, as an efficient multi-level scorer and a very solid playmaker. Nobody can defend Wemby, and him already scoring at this rate is shocking, and if he can become a permanent 28 to 30 point per game guy, he can be a top 3 player very soon. Wembanyama is already the best defensive player in the league as an elite rim defender with more rim deterrence than last year, and is mobile enough to have some of the craziest defensive recoveries you will ever see. He's still very raw defensively and still learning, but that makes his potential even scarier, that he is a top 10 player while still having so much to improve on. With Luka and Embiid probably not hitting the 65 games requirement, there is a spot on the All-NBA First Team open, and with the Wemby hype somehow picking up even more steam and the Spurs putting themselves into playoff contention as the 10th seed in the ultra-competitive West and is above 500, there's a very real chance Wemby gets that first team spot in just his second season. For the standings, they are before December 30th because that's when this is being recorded. The Thunder lead the West. After losing their first game of the month, they won 11 straight and built their lead in the West. Memphis, Dallas, and Minnesota were also up there, while Denver is barely above 500, and Golden State, Phoenix, and Sacramento were dreadful compared to their expectations, and the Pelicans won just one game. In the East, the Cavs continued their absolute heater, losing just one game, while the Knicks picked it up at 11-2 and the Sixers at 8-3. The Celtics were shockingly very disappointing at 7-6, though they did have the third highest net rating in the conference, and the Hornets won just one game, with Toronto and Charlotte creeping towards the Wizards at the worst in the conference. As mentioned with the standings, the Warriors have fallen off. They went just 4-8 and fell from the first seed at a time, and 4 seed entering the month to outside of the top 8. They've consistently dropped game to other Western teams that are competing for playoff spots, like the Lakers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Rockets, Mavericks, and Nuggets just in this month. It is becoming increasingly obvious, if it wasn't clear enough already, that the front office's plan of having 2 different cores, the older guys like Steph and Draymond, but also the younger guys like Kuminga, Moody, Pods, and Jackson Davis, is not working. It is stunning those guys' development while preventing Steph from actually competing for his 5th title. Buddy Hield has cooled off, shooting just 31.6% from deep this month, and Dennis Schroeder, in a much different situation from his previous one in Brooklyn, has struggled to produce even a similar amount as the start of the year after his trade to Golden State. Unlike what was hoped at the start of the season, it is very clear that this is a play-in level team and not the actual contenders that we thought. And though Curry is still great and should make his 11th All-NBA appearance of his career, he can't do enough to cover this team's blatant flaws. For the stat leaders this month, Shea leads in points per game at 32.8 a night, including a night where he tied his career high of 45, and 9 of his 12 games ended with SGA scoring 30 or more. Cat almost grabbed 15 rebounds a game, while Sabonis was a close second, and Goga Bitadze of the Magic managed to get inside the top 10. Trey and Cade were the only players to average 10 plus assists, while the old guys like CP3 and LeBron got into the top 5. Dyson Daniels averaged over 3 steals a game, while Luka actually finished second and 13 players got 2 a game. Wembanyama averaged a Herculean 4.5 blocks a game, with nobody else even anywhere close, and rookie Alex Snorer stuck into the top 5. Malik Beasley made the most average threes this month, with Stephen Spider rounding out the top 5, and Wemby as a center just missed out on the top 5. The Milwaukee Bucks are back. They started this month by running through the NBA Cup and dominated the Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals. While the standings don't show how good they've been, Milwaukee has taken a huge leap and are up to the 6th seed and above 500 after starting out 2-8. Giannis and Dame have missed significant time in the last couple weeks. When they were playing though, they were amazing and have shown they can win when it matters. They carried a 7-game win streak into December, and before Giannis started to miss a lot of time, they were 4-2, not including the in-season tournament finals win. The combination of them both has gained some chemistry and picked up momentum, while Ajax is a key defender that has helped turn around this team. Role players like Gary Trent Jr., Brook Lopez, and Bobby Portis still haven't been great, but at least they are playing better than they were at the start of the year, and though they aren't as good as many teams like Boston or New York, the Bucks should make some noise in the Eastern Conference and continue to rise in the standings. Using a metric from ESPN that uses stats to find the best games, these were the best performances across this month. Luka is atop the list with a 45-point triple-double in Klay's return to Golden State, while Jokic and Wemby appear on here twice. Jokic's 56 against Washington is the highest scoring game of the month, while Brunson at 55, also against Washington very recently, is a close second. Cat and Sabonis were the only two players to grab 20 boards in a game, while Trey's 20 assists against the Lakers was the only 20 assist game of the month. He has 3 of the 4 games with the most assists this season. Dyson Daniels' 8 steals against Minnesota was the most on the year, and Wemby had the only 10-block game of the season so far. The Sacramento Kings are complete poverty. I've already made a video about them, so go check that out after this if you're interested in it, but they've lost their last 6 games while being one of the worst teams in the clutch and even firing head coach Mike Brown, who had just won Coach of the Year in 2023 and recently got an extension. De'Aaron Fox has had a bunch of trade rumors surrounding his name. DeMar DeRozan could be moved to the bench soon, and Domantas Sabonis is incredibly overrated. The Kings are coming off 2 straight postseason appearances, one in which they actually made the playoffs and took Steph Curry and the Warriors to 7, but a 4-8 record in this month has led them outside of the top 10, and a ways back from re-entering it, leading to thoughts of a potential rebuild of this core that doesn't look like it could progress much further. For the current award leaders, my MVP pick is Shea. The Thunder have the best record in the West, second best in the league, and in my opinion are by far the best team in the league right now. Shea is pretty good defensively and absolutely great on offense as a historically good scorer and will average 30 plus for the 3rd straight year. He cannot be stopped inside, and he has the best combination of individual and team success of any candidate. My DPOY pick is Victor Wembanyama. I already kind of talked about how good his defense is, and he's averaging nearly 5 blocks a game this month and 4 over the season, while still causing defenders to not even drive towards the rim and being versatile enough to defend the 3-point line. DeAndre Hunter is my 6th man of the year pick. He's averaging over 20 a game while having a career low in minutes per game, finally staying healthy and putting his potential together. Remember, he was a top 5 draft pick, while shooting an absurd 45.2% from deep on a Hawks team that has taken down some of the best teams in the league recently. My coach of the year pick is Jamal Mosley, while Kenny Atkinson is a close second. Mosley has got these guys to compete and buy in at all times, playing at 100, and with guys like Paolo, Franz, Mo, and Wendell Carter Jr. getting injured and missing significant time, especially Paolo, he's played just 5 games, the Magic continue to win, sitting 4th in the Eastern Conference at 20-14. They are resilient. Jalen Wells is my current Rookie of the Year pick, though I don't think he will win it, or this is a popular selection at all. The impact he has had from day one on the 2nd-seeded Grizzlies cannot be put into words. As a great player on both sides of the ball that does so much right, Memphis wouldn't be here without him stepping up in the absence of Gigi and even Ja at times. The trade market has also been crazy, with Brooklyn starting to blow it up. After a start where the Nets weren't at too bad, they traded Dennis Schroeder to Golden State and Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton to the Lakers. But some of the other biggest trade rumors have been De'Aaron Fox, with Houston, San Antonio, Miami, and the Lakers being potential candidates, and Kyle Kuzma to the Mavs gaining steam. Denver also looks to potentially be active in the market before the deadline.